Roberts, as you were mentioning before the break, coming from Rangers back in January. Very little opportunity towards the back end of last season, but he's got a starting berth today from Mike Dodds and has been probably one of the more impressive Wycombe players in this game. Talking of impressive, Tommy Lee finds Stephen Humphreys, who's on the charge. He's got Sarcevic out to the right. Poynton's coming at the back post, lays it across the edge of the 6-yard box, does Sarcevic, but in the end it's cleared away from the edge of the 6-yard zone quite comfortably that time by Dan Casey. But here they come again down the left-hand side. Toure for Bradford, left-footed ball swung to the far post and getting up for the header was Sarcevic, but he can't put it goalwards and he directs it behind, and it will be a goal kick for Wycombe Wanderers.
Oh, it's a gorgeous shape on that cross, wasn't it? From Toure on this left-hand side, beautiful whip on it, and it's a good run from Sarcevic. Humphreys, I wish he was there to get on the end of that one, but it was Sarcevic and he just couldn't quite get enough contact on the ball.
Lowry shifts it out wide to the left-hand side. Taylor Allen is there. First time we've really seen him get on the ball in an advanced position. Back inside it goes to Leahy. To the right where Grimmer is waiting for it. It's possessed by Tommy Lee. He's cut that pass out that was looking for Lowry, and now Tommy Lee away down this left-hand side. Left-footed ball swung towards the far side. Sarcevic is there, takes it down, but just too much on that first touch, and he made it too easy for Hagelshare to clear, which he does, and here come Wycombe. It's end-to-end stuff at the start of the second half.
Good start to the half. I mean, that crossfield pass, left-footed from Tommy Lee, not his strongest foot. That was magnificent. It deserved a better touch, didn't it, from Sarcevic?
Wycombe have given it away again. Good combination that time by Lee. Sarcevic slips it in. Humphreys is onside. Chance to finish. He's forced wide, and then he drills his shot wide as well. It was too tight an angle in the end. The pass from Sarcevic was sublime. Humphreys' first touch round the keeper, though, just took him too wide.
Great football again from Bradford City. Tommy Lee again involved. He's been terrific in the game. Absolutely superb. He slips it to Sarcevic. He goes early with the through ball for Humphreys, and I thought he should have maybe looked to dink the keeper or drive it past him. He opts to go around him, and from that moment on the angle was a little bit tight. So yeah, Humphreys wouldn't mind another go at that.
Well, maybe we give some credit to Van Sass, who's not had the best of games, for the manner in which he come down. You're right, though, a dink may well have been the answer.
He came flying out, didn't he? That's why I say the dink, because he came out so quickly. There's not a lot a goalkeeper can do when you know, if a player dinks them from those situations. But yeah, it's one that slipped away, and yeah, you just hope from Bradford point of view it's not a moment that they live to regret. I mean, you don't get the feel it will be, but you never know.
Well, they're winning loose ball here, aren't they? They're picking up second balls, and they are trying to make Wycombe pay. Let me run you through the two teams quickly. They're, as you were, really. Walker in goal for Bradford. It's Pennington, Wright and Tilt, the back three. Nurfil and Toure are the two wing backs. Powell and Lee in central midfield. Sarcevic and Poynton supporting Humphreys up top in a front three that's very interchangeable. That's brilliant work again by Poynton. Here's Toure. Poynton at the edge of the penalty area, left-hand side. Out wide to this near touchline where Toure's there once more. Here's Power. Tilt has come forward too. They're all advancing. Toure slips it inside to Poynton. Oh, he just tried to control the pass but couldn't quite poke it beyond the defenders to get himself into a really good position by the byline, and it allows Wycombe to try and clear, and they are up over halfway, but the ball's been won that time by Joe Wright, and he's penalised by the referee. And again Max Power goes to the referee.
Poor decision that was not a foul in my opinion from Joe Wright. Bradford's bench didn't like that. Graham Alexander and his assistant.
Well, I thought he'd won the ball, and yeah. I mean, he may have caught him after, but he'd already clearly won the ball. It was.
Yeah, I don't understand that decision. He was a bit over eager, I think, the ref, to blow the whistle.
Free kick to Wycombe, midway inside their own half. Van Sass is in goal, by the way. Grimmer, Casey, Hagelshire and Allen are the back four, with Mullins and Leahy in central midfield. And then it's Onyedimna, Westergaard and Lowry supporting Udo, who is up top. And that front three offered very little in that opening 45 minutes. Or the front four, should I say. Maybe the exception of Lowry looked tidy, but never really making Sam Walker work in the Bradford City goal. Hence why it's Bradford 2, Wycombe 0. And we're 7 minutes into the second half here on TalkSport 2. With Van Sass, 10 yards outside his own penalty area. Gets it forward, that time in toward Mullins and to Lowry, and wide to this right-hand side is Grimmer. Onyedinma wants it down the line, gets it on halfway. Tilt comes and meets him and wins the ball first time. Onyedinma gets back in at the second attempt and then is fouled by Tilt. And it will be a free kick for Wycombe again, a yard inside their own territory.
I enjoyed that, yeah. Look, Tilt wants to be aggressive, he wants to make that physical contact with Onyedinma. But Onyedinma, you know, was strong himself, wasn't he? It was a good muscular battle, that. I think Tommy Lee's just trying to play a bit higher up as well this half. Power more on his own.
Oh, here's a chance for Udo, who's got away for the first time. Gets the ball across the 6-yard area. Nobody's there. Had a play for a throw on this near side. First time he's really got the other side of his defender.
Yeah, and then he puts a good ball, in my opinion, across the face of goal. No support. No one was quick enough in a Wycombe shirt to get up there and get on the end of it at the far post. That will frustrate Udo. But yeah, that was better. But yeah, tactically, looks like Tommy Lee, you know, they started off as a pair really, him and Max Power, but it feels like Lee is certainly playing ahead of Power, who's just going to maybe sit a little bit more than he did in that first half.
It's with Van Sass, who's midway inside his own half, exchanging passes with Taylor Allen on that far side. A little bit more about Wycombe at the start of this second half. They're finding little pockets of... We were talking at the end of the first half about how Graham Alexander managed his squad last year. Only 3 players actually started more than 70% of their league games. Used 31 players in total to get out of League 2. He does believe in shifting things round and certainly using his bench, which I'm sure he will at some point in this second half. And the throw goes Bradford's way, level with the penalty spot down this left-hand side. Yeah,
they also had injuries, didn't they, as well, to a lot of key men, not least obviously Andy Cook up top.
Here's the throw with Toure into Max Power, who's burst inside the penalty area. Onyedinma was with him all the way. Comes out towards Toure again on this near side. He's going to try and shepherd it out of play, but on this occasion comes off of Toure and into touch for a throw, which Wycombe take quickly. There's certainly a bit more intensity about Wycombe.
Now there's a bit more zip on their passing, but there's also plenty of energy about Bradford when they don't have the ball.
They do. Humphreys, edge of the box on his left foot, tries the shot, comes to Max Power, wide on that right-hand side. It's cut back by Nerfil, who gets the cross in onto his left foot, but it's cleared away by Leahy. Then nodded down again into the path of Power, helped on its way by Sarcevic this time. Nerfil tries to win the header and gives away the free kick, leading with his arm at the edge of the penalty area. And Wycombe will get a chance to clear. Goals in the second half then. Blackpool 1, Stevenage 3 now. Dan Kemp adding the third. Second goal for Charlie Webster for Burton, who are 2 up against Mansfield. Plymouth have got a goal back against Barnsley. It's Plymouth 1, Barnsley 2, courtesy of Caleb Watts. And also Cambridge leading against Cheltenham Town. Louis Apperet with the goal for Cambridge. So you're up to date with the early goals in the second half. We've had 11 minutes here on TalkSport 2 at Valley Parade as that one gets towards the byline. Oh, well controlled. Cut inside. Mullins does brilliantly and over the bar. What a miss that is for Wycombe Wanderers. That really should have got them back in the game from about 8 yards out. It's been lifted over the top of the crossbar, and what an opportunity that was for Westergaard, and he's missed it.
Oh, it's a gimme. It really is for a professional footballer. 6-7 yards out, the ball squared to you. All of the goal to hit, really. The keeper can't believe his luck, Sam Walker, that he skied it. It's just a lazy finish. He sort of relaxes too much, gets right underneath it, and he almost goes into the upper tier of the TL Dallas stand, away to our right. It's a shocker of a miss.
He only scored 1 goal in his 40 appearances for Mulder. Of course, it did allow him to appear in the Europa League and stuff, but that's the kind of opportunity that you have to bury if you want to get back in this game. The worry will be for Graham Alexander that actually just a couple of chances have started to happen.
Yeah, well, it's going to happen. Wycombe aren't a poor side. That was well constructed. Was it that made was it Mullins who set it up? It was good play.
Yep. And here's Onyedinma inside the box, fires the shot, and he's blocked out by Toure from a tight angle. Good defensive work from Ibu Toure, but that's much better from Wickham. They have a corner.
Yeah, and look, if they can score during this good spell for them, then this game is not over. Trust me. You know, this big crowd will get edgy, and the players might too. Yeah, this is an important part of this game.
Alfie Mayers converted a penalty for Huddersfield Town. They lead Leyton Orient by 2-0. Here's the corner, left-footed, swung over. Walker doesn't get a chance to come for it because Lee gets up and wins the header, and then Sarcevic gets it clear. Oh, and Lee's got a chance to break on the right now. Now, can he get some support here as he clips the ball through the middle? The chase was on. Bobby Poynton was closest to it, but Onyedinma gets back and manages to stretch out the boot and clear things up for Wycombe Wanderers.
Yeah, it wasn't really on there. He didn't have a lot of support. The counter was on, but maybe Tommy Lee could have held on to the ball a little bit longer there. We just waited for the numbers to get up alongside him or ahead of him. It's a hopeful ball across the pitch and easily cut out. But yeah, look, Wycombe look a different team now. They certainly fancy their chances of getting themselves a goal.
Here's another chance for Lowry. Lowry towards the edge of the penalty area. Udo's there. He's got support from Allen, who tries to cross. Toure blocks it out, and they have another corner, this time from that left-hand side.
Yeah, you can see the fans on that far side, where they're going to take this corner from, starting to get excited. You can hear them now. You know, they're right behind their team. They like what they see. This is better, much better in terms of energy and penetration.
Having a really good spell at the start of this second half. 14 minutes in, you're listening to Talk Sport 2. It's your home of the EFL, the opening weekend of League One and League Two. Lee's crossover is turned behind, and it's turned behind by Joe Wright for yet another corner on that far side for Wycombe.
Short corner, it's too easy to create that 2v1 or 3v2. They're going to try it again here, and they've done it again. Same
things happen. Cross towards the back post, and the attempted header was coming from Dan Casey, but Curtis Tilt does brilliantly to deal with it, and this time they have a corner from the right hand side.
Well, are they going to go short again, I wonder? Really sloppy from Bradford. You're just wondering, this high octane style, the ferocious press that they put on, are they beginning to tire the Bantams? We've got 2 balls on the pitch. Yeah, you're thinking now, is it Graham Alexander that's going to make the change?
Here comes the corner then. Left-footed, this will be swung in from this near side. A bit shallower this one than the previous efforts, and Bobby Poynton will help it on its way for a throw down this near side. And Luke Lee, who seems to take everything in this Wycombe side, is now going to take the throw.
Yeah, left, right, throws, free kicks, everything, corners.
Well, I think he was thinking of leaving it for Jack Grimmer, but instead he just throws it to Grimmer. And it's safely back this time with Hagelskar on that far side. Little turn that time from Udo, who's done brilliantly. Allen inside the penalty area, and again the defending from Pennington is good. Just goes out of play for a throw on the far side. Consistent pressure now coming from the Wanderers.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, Pennington did well there, just to cut off that attack. But Taylor Allen, who didn't really get a kick in the first half, heavily involved now, isn't he? And if you give Taylor Allen time to put a ball into the box, he will produce quality, no doubt about that.
Udo helps it on to Allen down that left-hand side. Onyedinma is in there, and the shot goes over the bar. In fact, the final touch looks like it's come from Toure, and it will again be a corner on that far side.
Yeah, right on cue there. Taylor Allen gets in beyond again, and it puts a peach of a ball across the face of goal. Onyedinma, yeah, may feel he could have scored there.
Leahy was trying to work the short corner again and make that 2 for 1. Instead, he's on it towards the edge of the penalty area, and is looking onto the right foot now to cut in his Lowry towards the edge of the penalty area. Still going here, Alex Lowry does get the shot away, but I think if anything, it's hit the back of Udo on this occasion, and then just dribbles out of play for what will be a goal kick, and maybe a chance to relieve some pressure here for Sam Walker, because without doubt, Adrian Clark, the best spell for Wycombe.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think Sam Walker should take his time over this. Just, they need to take the sting out of the game, Bradford City. I think they're flagging a little bit. This is a key part of the match.
Barnsley's Jack Shepherd, formerly Bradford's Jack Shepherd, has been sent off this afternoon. A red card for him. You're up to date with all the goals so far. In fact, I've got one more to bring you, and that's a goal for Port Vale. Full one back against Rotherham United. Connor Hall, remember, Port Vale down to 10 men as well. Another one of the promoted sides from League 2 that were in action in League 1 for the first time this afternoon. 62, almost 63 minutes played. TalkSport 2, your home in the EFL. We're all ready today. We've seen Cardiff beat Peterborough by 2-1, coming from behind to secure that victory. Tomorrow, Stockport against Bolton is our live game, underway at midday, right here on TalkSport 2. And don't forget, we'll have your podcast as well, your EFL Access All Areas, occasionally featuring the man alongside me today, Adrian Clark. In fact,
I don't mind a little cameo alongside you. Yeah,
the preview one did. That'll be available for where you get your podcasts, of course, or via the TalkSport app, which is your best place to listen anyway, because you can get access to TalkSport, TalkSport 2, all of our live commentaries, obviously, and the rest of the radio stations within the TalkSport network, including Virgin Radio and Times Radio, which has just had some excellent listening figures in the last few days. Up towards halfway, Udo is there. It just bounces back off him, and it means Sarcevic will have an opportunity by the corner flag to keep the ball in, and he tries something fairly acrobatic, but it does go out of play, and Wickham will have the goal kick away to our left-hand side. The attacking presence of Bradford has just dropped off in the last 10 minutes. They were under a lot of pressure from Wickham. And maybe he's thinking about some changes, Graham Alexander.
I think he probably should, really. Westergaard's gone and played much higher. The back three's turned into more of a back five, hasn't it? Yeah, there's just been a change, a real shift in the dynamic of the game. I think it's to do with physicality. I think that Bradford have worn themselves out with their efforts and exploits, and it's not an easy thing to do to sustain that. And Wickham obviously probably had a flea in their ear at half-time, have come out with renewed purpose as well, so that's why it's different. And at the moment, you would think if Wickham were to get a goal, they might even go on and get a second.
Yeah, Nerfil and Toure, the two wing-backs who were so rampant in the opening 45 minutes, very much tucked in as full-backs at times in this second half. And here again on that far side is Taylor Allen. Nerfil just dropping into his position.